The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
Greetings and welcome to another episode of Bermuda's Feel Good Early Morning Show. Good day, Bermuda, supported by Pizza House and Aliana's Restaurant. I'm Terri Tuku alongside Jacky Lambert, and we are ready to bring you some feel good vibes this morning. Our feel good topic of the day is hurricane preparedness. We are going to be talking about creating your kit of essentials. And our feel good vibe of the day is none other than joke time with Jacky. So if you want to laugh to get your morning started, make sure you stick around for that. Before we get into that, I just want to remind the audience, as you are joining us today, make sure you drop a good morning greeting in the comments as well as your favorite morning emoji. We're going to get this episode started with our feel good warm up. And one of the topics a lot of environmentalists often talk about or focus on when they are talking about saving our environment, and specifically as it relates to our ocean, is plastic. Now, whether you are looking to get into diving like Jacky did, or if you're just trying to wade in the water like I did this summer, the ocean is our backyard living right here in Bermuda. And so our question of the morning is, what are your thoughts on the elimination of single-use plastic on the island by 2022? I want to say it was last week, Deputy Premier Walter Rabin said that that's what we are going to do here on the island. So we want to know, audience, what are your thoughts on that? And it looks like we have Taja in the building with us. So good morning to you, Taja. Jack, first of all, did you see that that was going to be a thing here in Bermuda, that we're not going to be using single-use plastic by 2022?
I didn't, but I don't mind it. I don't. I mean, if I go to an establishment, morning, Jess. That's my bestie, guys.
Bestie's in the building. Hey, Bestie. Hey, Carmen. Good morning. So go ahead, Jack.
I don't mind it because I go to an establishment that doesn't use plastic, because I would order, like, say if I go, say, and I'm going to give it a plug, the Clubhouse, Ocean View, the drinks that I typically order come in bottles anyway. And if they want to give me my own cup, like if I take my own cup, that means I get to leave with my own cup and I don't have to, waste plastic.
You mean give you your own cup, like to take away?
No, like I can go with my own cup now. I prefer my cups over plastic cups, because my cup is like one of those coffee mug cups that has the handle, and I prefer it. So if I can walk in with my own cup, I will absolutely do that. I just think right now people would look at me like I'm crazy, and they'd be like, but at least I know it's my cup, and then I can close the top part so nobody can slip anything into my drink. I just prefer it. And then I love my metal straw. It's one of those what's the color where it goes in two different colors?
A gradient, a rainbow?
It's not iridescent, because iridescent is clear, but
it's a gradient. I got you. Okay, I think I visualize what you're saying.
It's like it's metal. It's like purple to blue, and I feel
we're
like
gonna say gradient. We're gonna say gradient.
We're going with it.
Jack is acting like I'm a design over her.
Because I don't like the straw, the cardboard straws.
No one does. Those things are retarded.
Don't last. Yeah, so I prefer my metal straw because it has the little hook.
Okay, so yours has a little band. All right, cool.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. It looks like Carmen Mitchell Jones says it's about time, but it needs to be coupled with a well thought out recycling program that is easy and effective. So interestingly enough, I was talking to someone apparently works at the quarry, and they were saying that our little recycling situation isn't what we think it is as far as recycling. Like our plastic just gets shipped to another part of the world where they actually don't technically recycle it the way we think they are recycling it. So I will be interested to dig a little bit deeper into our recycling program to actually make sure that when we say we're recycling, we're actually recycling. Like we're not just sending stuff to the quarry for the quarry to send it somewhere else. I thought that was really weird because we keep talking about tags and aluminum glass. Like make sure you do separate your recyclables. But so that was a little tidbit. We're definitely going to look into that a little bit more. You said you take your own cup to the clubhouse.
No, I said I'd like to.
Oh, you'd like to? I thought you said they let you do that. They didn't. No. That would be nice.
I'd like to, but like I said, I feel like people look at me like I'm weird. Like you.
But no,
but I'm gonna start doing it now because we're gonna start that trend where it's gonna be like, hi, here's my cup, and they'll be like, wow, I'm like, save the earth.
No, really, save the planet.
Already getting worse. We'll go winter and summer, summer and winter.
We're gonna come in a save the planet crop top, and they're really gonna be like, these girls are weird. But no, seriously, because I was just thinking about like carnival events. Like most times, like they'll give you a cup. Most times your swag bag includes a cup. And so it's really because, on the road, you are filling up your drink, in the same cup. So I'm just like, I don't see why a club would want to turn you away or look at you funny for doing that. Cause I'm like, we do it anyway. Like, I just feel like.
And it saves their money. It saves their money and the hassle. So you don't have to take out as much trash. You don't have to continuously re-up on the plastic cups, the plastic
exactly.
straws, all that stuff. So I think it's a great thing for everybody economically as well.
Absolutely. And it looks like Bessie is saying if Rihanna can bring her cup out, so can you. So we are definitely doing it.
I have an extra large wine glass that I think I'm going to start working with. Just,
They ain't going to fill it all the way up, Jackie. I'm just saying.
No, but it's very pretty.
She just wants to take her extra large. She wants to feel like Olivia Pope. That's what it is. She wants to bring her Olivia Pope glass out.
Her for Halloween.
You're welcome. Audience, as you are joining us, let us know what your thoughts are on the elimination of single-use plastic on the island by 2022. Deputy Premier Walter Urban made that announcement last week, and we are committing to it. I definitely think if this is going to be a thing, it's going to be by the end of the year because 2022 is 4 months away. And the way things move on the island, we just know it's not going to happen in Q1 of 2022. But I have seen a lot of businesses start to not use plastic as much. They definitely do encourage you to bring your own bags. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of companies that are like they do campaigns where they'll give you a free reusable bag so that you can like bring that back when you come shopping. I feel like most, if not all, the grocery stores have had those green recycle bags from time well over 10 years now. So I definitely feel like
we all have at least two Linda's bags and 2 Gibbons Company bags.
Literally.
Remember the meme? Tell me you're Bermudian without saying you're Bermudian, and it's
Trimming ham bag. Trimming ham bag. There is one with trimming hams in.
I'm pretty sure I still have a trimming hams and Smith's bag. That's how far back my recycling hoarding goes.
But even still, like just thinking about those bags, like this bag clearly lasted the test of time because trimming hams ain't been around for how long?
At least 10 years. So
the fact that you still have one of them trimming hands, probably with the little rope, little handle. That makes was spicy. Them things were like purses, like.
Oh, absolutely. I said my
good day to you, Anika.
Lunch. I used to take lunch to school and eat it for breakfast.
Didn't we talk about that with someone? We talked about that where people take their lunch, eat that for breakfast, and then they're like starving at lunchtime, and then they're eating or they're overeating during lunchtime, and they forget to snack throughout the day.
Yeah.
Jackie and I need to do better. Jackie and I were actually talking off air about that. And one of the ways we will be doing that is by using glass containers, reusable containers, making sure we take silverware if we are having to, I work in an office, I definitely take my own silverware to the office. But Jackie, make sure you're using. I really want to get those bamboo utensil sets because I feel like that makes you like you feel like you're saving the environment.
They're so pretty. I want to get the I want the bamboo toothbrushes as well. That set, they have a little set as well.
I want to say Naked Zero has this.
Oh yeah, she has everything.
When I got some from Sue.
I need to hit her up.
Oh, did I share my thoughts on this?
Nope, we're waiting.
Oh, I always do that. I always do that. Anika says bamboo is an amazing product. Absolutely agree. My thoughts on it, like I mentioned, I definitely don't think it's going to happen in the beginning of the year. I think it's going to happen towards the end of the year. I'm thinking like Carmen, it's about time, finally. I definitely feel like, to her point as well, it needs to be thought out holistically, not just let's stop using plastic. Like, what are the alternatives? How are we going to incentivize the use of alternatives, not like push it? Like, if people don't want to stop using plastic, they'll eventually learn today, because we ain't gonna have it no more. But definitely encouraging people and educating people as to why the use of plastic is detrimental to our island. I mean, if you walk on any beach in Bermuda and you see all that plastic sitting around on these sides from people doing beach cleanups, that should be enough. But we definitely need to have a little bit more education, not just at the school level, but just nationally. Like, we need to continue to remind people that our marine life definitely are suffering because we're being mean people. That's all I'm gonna say on that.
We are disgusting.
I was trying to use a semi-nice word.
No,
but
I'm not. We, and I remember I said I included all of us. We need to do better. We are disgusting, because I think everybody just needs to reel in how much plastic they use and throw away. Like, gosh,
and have a thought about it.
Bags are plastic.
Wow, that is going to be interesting. I wonder if they thought about that when they said elimination, because it's not the reduction, it's the elimination of single-use plastic. So I'm interested to see what alternative trash bags,
because that is definitely single-use. I'm not reusing a trash bag.
For why? We're absolutely not doing that.
So do I put my whole trash bin out to the road without a trash bag, and then they just...
That's just, but see, at that point, and before we take a commercial break, at that point, like I do know in the US, like they have it where like the garbage truck itself will pick up your trash tin and dump it over. Because I'm just thinking, like, right now, all guys throw the trash in the trash
if they
truck.
miss, they leave this stuff there. So that's what I'm saying. Like, are they actually gonna want to?
I'm just saying we definitely, like Carmen said, it needs to be a thought out plan. We just can't.
Because those shacks sometimes they just miss the basket. I'm sorry.
Listen, Jackie's over here laughing at our civil servants, and I am not, guys. I want you to know.
I love them. I am not laughing. Sometimes I sit with them like, who was on what route today? Because y'all missed. Take commercial
the banter.
break.
I'm trying, but you just want to keep bantering. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll be right back with our feel good topic of the day. So you don't want to go anywhere.
Same smooth sounds, different name. BCG Radio, home of Bermuda's most engaging morning talk shows, The Daily Hour and Good Day Bermuda. Download the app, available for Android and Apple devices. BCG Radio, your station for conversations and entertainment.
Welcome back to Good Day Bermuda, supported by Pizza House and Aliana's Restaurant. I'm Terri Tuku alongside Jackie Lambert. And if you're just joining us, we are going to get into our feel-good topic of the day, which is hurricane preparedness, creating your kit of essentials. But before we get into that, we did have some comments before we took our commercial break. We had this comment from Anika Deshio. She says, Lacquered Lounge in St. George's has bamboo cotton rounds, toothbrushes, and dental floors. Okay, I've heard of the cotton rounds before. I've heard of the toothbrushes, but I have never heard of the bamboo dental floors.
I heard of the last two.
Really?
The bamboo cotton.
I've seen this.
Oh.
I mean, like, not where I've used them. I've seen them where I've seen someone selling them. I think it may have been lacquered. Astoria, I believe is her name. She also says bamboo sheets are amazing. I wonder if, Anika, are bamboo sheets like cooling? because you know how some people say like the certain material of the sheets help keep your body cool, keep your temperature cool.
Like
I would like to
sheets,
know that.
like bed sheets.
I'm assuming so. She gonna let us know in the comments though, because we're talking about it.
So no more Egyptian cotton. No one's shaking.
This girl.
Sorry.
Girl.
I'm sorry.
She's hilarious today. She says, yes, they are cooling and smooth. They give you a great sleep. Listen.
I'm going to get it because I have the worst sleep. I woke up like 5 times last night. I was so excited to talk about hurricanes because as devastating as they are, it's after I've prepared my house. It's fun.
And let's talk about that, right? Let's talk about that because if you didn't know, we are currently in the middle of hurricane season. This is actually our peak season when we look at the stats over we'll say over Jacky and I's lifetime, over 3 decades. For the most part, September is usually the time when we see the majority of our hurricanes and some of the worst hurricanes. And so if you've been waiting until now to get your hurricane kit of essentials sorted out, don't worry. Jacky and I are going to be sharing what you should have. But before we get into that, we kind of want to warm you up and test your knowledge. So the first question that I have, which I didn't even prepare, I didn't even put it in the little comment theme, but we're going to do right now because that's how we roll. First question, we want to know, when is hurricane season? When does it start and when does it end? Jacky, no, you can't play because you probably know the answer, so you're not going to play this one. Not this particular.
I was about to scream out the answer from the back of the class. But then I was
no, not that. But while the audience is answering this question, you had mentioned the devastation around the hurricane. So let's talk about the most recent one, Hurricane Ida, that hit the United States, specifically New Orleans.
Sorry. No.
But yeah, the state is Louisiana. The city is New Orleans. It's the same difference. The last time they had a major hurricane that I remember was Hurricane Katrina. And so like, where were you when Hurricane Katrina happened? And how did you kind of like react to seeing such devastation to a country that is so close to us?
I actually don't know specifically where I was. I was in Bermuda. But I remember like, just like, it was gut-wrenching, like heartbreaking, because you're seeing people sitting on their roofs, like you're on your roof because it's so flooded. You're on your roof and people are driving their boats in, trying to find their loved ones and stuff. And it's just like, I would absolutely lose my balls. Like I would be out of it. There's no possible way. And it's not like, say, New York flooding and you have to fight off swimming rats and stuff like that. They have like deadly animals. They have alligators. They have a lot. And so you can't just say, oh, well, I will swim to safety. That is not safe. I don't know if I sent you the video of the person that went out onto their patio and walked down their steps a little bit. And there was an alligator right there and it started to swim towards the steps and they ran back inside. Like, you can't even be safe on your patio.
Wow. No, no, thank you.
To know that they went through that a few years ago and then they're back in that same thing. I don't know how many people evacuated, if they had time to evacuate per se, but I would have been like, we're all going, get in the truck. I would have rented like an RV and been like, let's go. Because we're not playing that game. I'm not fighting off, a natural disaster and then have to live with these creatures.
But then also we're in the middle of a pandemic too, right? So some people probably chose not to evacuate because they don't want to put themselves at risk from coronavirus. So it's like they probably had so many tough decisions to make.
Absolutely.
And our hearts definitely go out to him because we know what it's like to have a devastating hurricane, albeit we don't have the flooding that they may experience because, like, we have the ocean, so it does just, find its way to the ocean. But for them, and they're below sea level, which still blows my mind that they still are letting these people live below sea level, knowing the devastation of Hurricane Katrina, and they have made no progress. It's been 16 years since Hurricane Katrina, and they've made absolutely no progress to, you know, resolve that. Because I mean, sure, you cannot run from Mother Nature. Like when she comes, and if a hurricane's coming your way, it's coming your way. So I don't know if we stumped the audience or if the audience just don't want to answer this question, but Tasha got the question right. The answer right. She said June to November, and it absolutely is June 1st to November 30th. And we are literally smack in the middle right now. And so we're going to test your knowledge one more time before we talk about our essentials. So this question, actually, before I get to this question, I saw a comment from Anika de Shields that I wanted to bring in. She said, Hurricane Emily, September 25th, 1993, was the most destructive in Bermuda from her memory. No loss of life, but weeks without power and huge trees down island-wide and extensive property damage. I
say Hurricane Fabian.
You're right. I was alive during 93, but I don't remember Hurricane Emily from like a memory perspective, but Hurricane Fabian for me too is the one that I remember the most devastation. Though at the time I was excited because we didn't have school for like a week. That was cool.
I wasn't. My parents were away. It was my elder sister was in college. It was literally me, my middle sister, and my aunts.
Oh, you all were away for Fabian?
No, we were here. We were here. And I remember us looking out the bathroom window, watching this cedar tree, and it was rocking to the house, from the house, to the house, from the house. And as it cracked, I don't know what happened, but it just turned and it went into there was nothing there. Like it just went into open yard. And we were just like, because we were in my granny's house, and we was just like, my granny's name's Ines. I was like, thank you, Ines. You just, because it would have taken out the entire house.
Right.
So.
And that's the thing, right? So it looks like actually Emily was in 87. I thought I wasn't alive for Emily, to be honest. So I feel like when people were talking about it, I was like, I don't remember Emily. But she was definitely a destructive hurricane. So we're going to ask this other question of y'all before we get into talking about our kit essentials. So this one should be easy. I don't know though. What was the name of the Category 2 Cat 2 hurricane that Bermuda experienced in the 2020 hurricane season? So if you're just joining us, definitely have a go, have a guess. It was just last year, so you know, I would hope that we remember the name. I work for a company that these things are very important to know, so that's why I know the answer. But I'm definitely hoping that Jack gives it a whirl, gives it a try, give a guesstimate. Bestie is guessing Henry. Audience, let us know in the comments what is the name of the cat?
Oh, she'd remember because she ended up getting stuck.
She got stuck, her?
I think that was it. I think that was the one where she learned how she experienced cooking without electricity.
Oh, like gas stove or just trying to grill?
No, she got a gas stove, and as she was cooking, the power went out, and she was just like, our power just went out. And I was just like, that might have been it. I think that was the same one.
Yeah, she said without electricity. So that was definitely the hurricane. Anika was saying also you can cook with a barbecue. Yes, absolutely. The gas stove. Yes. We do have to put that disclaimer on it. If you do have a barbecue, make sure it is outside of your home. That is a safety moment for you, in case you didn't know.
Sometimes you gotta yell at the kids.
Audience, if you're just joining us, let us know what Cat 2 hurricane we experienced in 2020's hurricane season. Speaking of Fabian, I want to go back to that because I saw a comment from Carmen Mitchell. She said, Emily was worse. Fabian had loss of life. I don't know how we would quantify. Oh, I guess destructive wise.
I wasn't alive. That's what I was just saying. Fabian is my worst experience. I was still being created.
You're probably conceived. You're definitely probably conceived. But what was I getting with that? Oh, just talking about like, because you know, I feel like we talk about the categories so nonchalantly because we're so used to them. Like when it gets up to like Cat 4, Cat 5 is when we really start to talk about the hurricane or like feel the hurricane is going to do something. But just looking at how even a Cat 1, a Cat 2 even a tropical storm can come across the United States and make it look like a Category 4 just ripped through their nation. And even I don't remember the name of the hurricane that wrecked the Caribbean. I want to say in 2019, like when the Bahamas and Antigua had that massive destruction. But I don't think it was as high of a category as we like to say. Oh, we've survived a Cat 4, and I think it's interesting that we have that type of mindset towards hurricanes, and then you see other people in like our neighbors over there in the US, and they really don't take them that serious.
We have that, right? That's crazy because we have that mindset in Bermuda, but when we watch it in the States, we were actually sitting watching either yesterday or day before yesterday, and we're like, they're about to have a Category 4 hurricane, and their infrastructure is garbage. Like, well, that's my words. And like their houses can get just taken away with a horrible gust of wind. Ours go like,
yep, and that's what Anika says here. She says their houses are not built to withstand. And it looks like Basti did guess it right. Jackie, you were totally wrong. It was Paulette in 2020. She is the hurricane. Well, you kind of didn't know. You was going with Basti and Henry at first.
I said shit no because it was one of those moments. Like, you know,
see how she tries to get out of it, guys. See how she tries to get out of it. She not one play, but it's okay. It's all right. It's Jackie. That's how she does me sometimes. It's cool. So let's switch gears and let's talk about what is in our hurricane survival kit. So, audience, as you are joining us, let us know what are some of the key things you must have in your hurricane survival kit. Jackie and I are going to get you guys started, and then we're going to share some of the essentials that we found around the internets that the rest of the world, including an insurance company here in Bermuda, that they recommend you have in your hurricane survival kit. So, Jack, what's in yours? Because you live by yourself, but you also live like on your homestead. So, what do you have in your survival kit?
Wine.
Always a Bermudian's answer. First answer. Always the first answer. It's never like a little bit later on, like I'm trying to be a responsible adult. It's like literally never. If you ask anyone on social media, they will start with that.
I'm kind of kidding, guys.
She's not kidding. She's absolutely serious.
I have to have flashlights, batteries. I don't really have much that my batteries need for. I have all my electronics fully charged and the keys to the car in case I have to go sit in the car and charge it up again. Always snacks, stuff that like I'll do canned tuna fish, crackers, fruit that I know can withstand Bermuda's humidity and stuff. And then I always get a case of water and I freeze majority of it. And before the power go, like if I feel like the power is about to go out, I'll switch them over to the fridge so that all of that keeps everything cool. And then I always have a cooler with ice. And then I don't know, we have tools here in case anything goes wrong, but
so that's the majority. That's the majority of your essentials,
I guess.
Okay, that's solid. That's a solid.
I mean, I always keep I always try and keep as much snacks and stuff in the house as possible. Like that. Some of these things are just like lifers. I have to always have wine and snacks and
to be very honest, I thought you would have started with snacks. Like, I didn't think you were going to start with liquor. I thought you would have started with snacks and then possibly had liquor as like number 2. But
I mean, because these stores aren't going to be closed once the hurricane passes. So I only need stuff to carry me over for the like 5 hours that we have to 10 hours that we have to deal with it.
That's if it's not really bad. Because then you start talking about days of not being able to get on the road.
Yeah, but the store's right down the hill. You'll be able to walk down the hill.
Your store is right down the hill.
The only stores I've always, that's how we check our houses. My dad would be like, hey, I saw this house. Where's the store? How close is it?
That's a must-have on Jackie's home buying list. It's the store in walking distance. If not, we're going to pass. So it looks like the audience are giving us what is in their survival kit. Carlton Fleming is saying rum for medium, water, flashlights, batteries, diesel, and rum again.
I'm sorry, I have an ugly laugh, but I didn't read the ending, so it took me out.
Thank you, Carlton, for giving Jackie a laugh. Anika Deshio says a rope bucket, tarpaulin, batteries, flashlight, first aid kit. Jackie didn't mention that, but we're gonna let her slide. Canned
But
goods,
it has to be in my house all the
fill
time.
the
I'm
tubs,
CPR certified.
and large pots with water, canned goods, and a radio. Listen, the radio is actually key. And to be quite honest with you, I didn't realize how key the radio was until last hurricane season. Because the previous hurricane season, I was able to go up Southampton Princess for the hurricane. But last hurricane season, I was home and I was like, man, what's going on out there? Like, I need to know. So I definitely agree with the radio.
That's in everybody else's safety kit. That's upstairs. My dad has the it's the Starno, like not the Starno, but the gas stove thingy. It's old school. I can't remember what it's called right now, but you could cook on it. And then I always have Starnos and stuff lined up, so if we have to cook everything in the fridge, then we can put it in the Starnos and just keep it warm.
Gotcha. So Shika Rana is saying batteries, lanterns, not candles. She says she may need provisions for a week or longer. See, I agree. Like, we need to have some food that is not just for the day of the hurricane. Like, it needs to last just in case you don't live like Jackie lived.
I mean, full disclaimer, we buy in bulk. So if I run out, I just go upstairs. I'm just like, you guys got any tuna fish? Yeah? Okay, cool. Going shopping.
Jackie goes shopping in her parents' home. That's where she goes shopping. They go grocery shopping, and then Jackie comes to their house to go shopping. Clearly, that's what's happening. It's okay. For the rest of us, make sure you have provisions for a week or longer. Like Shika said. Totally agree, Shika. I totally agree. So Tasha says, backup batteries, endless amounts of non-disposable food, grill, water, and books. Entertainment is key. Like, especially if your electricity goes out. Yes. Like, you definitely need some form of entertainment. What is your favorite board game to have for a hurricane, Jack? Like, what's the one?
Sequence, Mancala, and Monopoly.
The first two games I not heard of. Obviously,
you never heard of Sequence? Oh my god, it's one of the best games out there. Really?
Maybe I have, and I just don't remember because I didn't play it like that. But
I don't know how to explain it without explaining the entire game, and we don't have time.
I will Google it. We'll actually do a show on board games. Taja, let us know what type of books you like to have for in your survival kit. And then Nika DeShields is saying gas stove, camp stove. Yeah, absolutely having a stove that you can use in the event that you have an electric stove in your home. I would say everything that Jackie mentioned was definitely something that I would have in my survival kit as well. One thing that I will note from our resource, they also included a fire extinguisher, which I feel like most homes should have anyway. Yeah, but in the event that your home doesn't have it, you do want to make sure that you get it before hurricane season. And I feel you need it regardless of hurricane season. Like, you definitely just want to have it on deck, because
like some of the stuff that I need for a hurricane is already in my daily needs. Not that I burn stuff, but it's just in case, because sometimes the grease pops on the stove and then poof, and instead of trying to knock it out and make it worse, you just start it.
Yeah. And I mean, that's kind of the point, right? Like, some of the things in your survival kit are things that you have in your home anyway, but you still want to make sure that you have those things and you test it. Does it work? Is the
expired?
Is it expired? Do you need to have someone come, test out your smoke detectors or whatever the case may be? And one other thing that they included was trash bags and gloves. So in the event that you have to clear some trees or whatever from your yard, making sure that we haven't figured out what the trash bags are going to be if they're non-plastic. However, you definitely want to make sure you have some extra trash bags around if you need to do any cleanup around your home. So before we wrap up and get ready to go into our feel good vibe of the day, I do want to share this one comment that we got from Taja around the books that she has, because I know some people might be looking for other things that they should be included in their survival kit, and Taja's got your back. Fictional books, devotional books. She is currently reading Zim Flora's Dare to Bloom. It's a great book. So if you're looking for a book to read or to include in your survival kit, absolutely do that. And it looks like we're going to have a games night, Jack, because clearly I don't know what sequence he is, and I need to figure this out.
I love sequence.
I like old school games, so I'm a backgammon person. Like, I play backgammon with my mama. Like, that's my jam.
Really? I've never had anybody play actually, my mom.
Exactly. I love backgammon.
But if everybody else gets involved and we start playing like Jenga and we start playing Crazy Eights, my niece and I play Spit and I whoop her tail. Oh, actually, before we switch up gears again, because you mentioned moving trees. If you guys just go outside and look at your hedges, make sure that they're not close to any power lines, because it is that season, and in Bermuda the weather can freak out any day. We do have Tropical Storm Larry that we don't know, that we're still watching it. But make sure they're not close to the power lines. If so, call your landscaper or works and engineering or parks and rangers, your government
call your
official,
MP.
whatever. MP, and tell them that they need to come and secure that, because that's how power lines go down. That's how fires start. That's how, let's just make sure that's safe.
Yeah, save my colleagues, because listen,
you don't want Belko out there in that storm trying to get the power back and cutting down trees. Let's, cut one of those out.
They won't do that. So let's take a quick commercial break, and then we'll be right back with our feel good vibe of the day, which is joke time with Jackie. So make sure you got your emojis ready, and we'll be right back.
Same smooth sounds, different name. BCG Radio, home of Bermuda's most engaging morning talk shows, The Daily Hour and Good Day Bermuda. Download the app, available for Android and Apple devices. BCG Radio, your station for conversations and entertainment.
Welcome back to Good Day Bermuda, supported by Pizza House and Aliana's Restaurant. I'm Terri Tuku alongside Jackie Lambert. And if you are just joining us, we are about to get ready to have our feel good vibe of the day. But before we get into that, we do want to remind you to give us a reaction if you're watching us over there on Facebook. If you're on YouTube and haven't already, make sure you hit that like button. And to all of our tweets over there watching on Twitter, make sure you run up those hearts. We are going to get into our feel good vibe of the day, which, if this is the first time you're joining us, Jackie's going to tell me some jokes. I'm going to try to guess them, but really I'm just going to see how silly the answers are. And we're going to have some smiles. Over to you, Jack.
Okay. What has words but doesn't speak?
What has words but doesn't
I feel like you're going to get this one because we was just talking about it.
No, I'm not, because you said that. And I'm like, what did we just talk about? What has words but doesn't speak? A book.
Yes! Okay. Okay, what do you call what do you call a bear with no ears?
A bee.
Oh my God, you're so good at this.
I just thought about how you spell the word.
What did the judge say when the skunk walked in the courtroom?
What did the judge say when the skunk walked in the courtroom? Why do you smell like that? I don't know.
Odor in the court.
Odor in the court. I love it. It's really the actions for the jokes that sell them. It's the action. It's really the action. But it looks like Karen Simmons also guessed right with me for what has words and doesn't speak. Audience, make sure you drop your emojis in the captions to let us know what you thought of Jackie's jokes. I love Jackie's jokes, to be quite honest. I actually tag Jackie in a lot of dad jokes on Twitter specifically, and sometimes they are like legitimately funny. Like, when I
remember a joke I heard last night? Because people know that I tell jokes, and they tried to see if you could go back and forth without messing up. And so this one's rude, but it's funny. A blind man walks into a bar.
Okay.
And then a chair.
And then a chair. It's like, wait, a chair walked into the bar? How did it do that? Got it.
You can't see risk.
I'm
sorry, that's right.
Got it. Outside
but for the longest while, I was stirring, and I was just like,
like, that was me. I was like,
everybody's reaction when they finally caught one, and I was just like, that is gold.
I was like, wait, what? And then I got it. I really thought you that the chair was walking in. But nonetheless, as always, we hope today's Feel Good Vibe of the Day has you ready to make it a great one. And thank you for watching this episode of Good Day Bermuda, supported by Pizza House and Aliana's Restaurant. I'm Terri Tuku alongside Jackie Lambert. We do want to let you know that tomorrow's Feel Good Conversation will be a replay of our conversation with Ariana Kane. So you do want to make sure you watch that. If you missed it, Jackie and I will be in the comments. We won't be live in front of you, but we will be reacting with you in the comments. So until the next episode, peace and have a good day, Bermuda.